Welcome back, folks. It's a beautiful weather out here in Mumbai to learn some Angular 2. Hope it's the same for you guys. And in this video, we'll be doing some two-way data binding in Angular 2. So let's just continue to build our application, and as we go along, we'll learn about it. So right now, our application looks something like this. So what we want to do here is we're gonna get rid of all these things, and then we're gonna put a text user input over here where the user will be able to enter the GitHub username, any GitHub username basically, and then he'll click on fetch, and doing so he'll be able to populate all the repositories for that username. So let's get started. To save some time, I'll be copy pasting some of the code, so we just don't waste time typing things. So let me just add a div over here. So what I've done over here is just added a div, a form, and a form group. Let's just go ahead and close these things. Right. So what I'll do here is just add an input box of type text. Just add some bootstrap class to make it look prettier. Let's just hop over and see how this thing is looking now. So here you go, enter your GitHub username and we have an input box. So we also need a button over here so that when the user enters something he can submit it. Let me just add it. Again, some bootstrap styling. Just add a break. So what we're gonna do here is whatever the user is going to input in this text box, we would like to display it over here, and then beneath these we'll populate all the repos for that user. So right now we'll just keep it to this. I'll see how we can take the input and then display it over here, and using two-way data binding. So two-way data binding in Angular 2 is not something that is out of the box. It's basically a combination of property binding and event binding, and Angular team has given us a directive named as ngModel to implement two-way data binding. So let's get started. So the syntax goes as follows. So ngModel and your expression. So let's name it GitHub user name. Cool. And displayed over here, we'll use our standard interpolation. So what do you guys think? Should this do it? I don't think it will. Right now we are getting some error, and this is because ngModel is not available with Angular Core. It comes up with form modules of Angular 2, so we'll have to include the form module in our main module of the app. So let's just hop over to app module.ts, import from forms. and we'll also have to inject it over here. So now we should be able to see this into our UI. Just hop over, and if I type in here Rahil, you can see the properties updated over here as well. Alright, so the thing about two-way data binding is that if you have observed closely, we are enclosing ng model inside parentheses, over which we have the square brackets. And if you remember, the square brackets were for property binding and the round brackets are for event binding. Remember, this Angular team suggests us to imagine ng model as a box of two bananas. So your round brackets are the bananas, and the square bracket is the box. All right, so now that we are able to reflect the changes in the inside the text box over here, what we'll try to do is we'll try to change something inside the component class and see if it reflects into our input. So let me just quickly make a button, or rather let me just, for temporary purpose, add a click handler, and let's name the function as temp because we're going to remove it later on. And now we don't need this say hi. So what I'll do is I'll set GitHub username to empty. Rather, it should be this dot, and I'll have to define it over here. All right, let's just see what happens. So I type in Rahil, everything's working fine, and I click fetch. Here you go, it disappears from both ends. So that was two-way data binding for you guys. Let me just quickly fix the UI. Sure. Let's make it 12, make it 7. Looks cool though. Alright, so this was about it for this video tutorial. If you enjoyed the tutorial, make sure you hit like, comment and subscribe. Thank you.